I'm good at the yapping, yeah? We enter this story mid-conversation between our main character and this lady. He tells her a tale of how he always lost in races. But just from these two images, we know this is an isekai. And if we pay attention to her retort that he never had friends, harsh, we can decipher that this is a story about the main character before he reincarnated, and she has no idea. And now we know why he's telling this story, as she coughs up blood. She's dying from a stab to the gut, and our main character was consoling her. They talk about assassins, so she took a knife for him. And also, she calls him weak. Still harsh. So he must have some body issues, or she really just likes to mess with them, even while dying. The assassins find the hiding spot, and our main character runs away, leaving the dead woman behind. He promises to come back and give her a proper burial. And we get her name. It's Sohwa. So that was the present. But now we get to know how he got into this moment. And it was a past of nothing but pain. From cancer and the Jimmy Fund, he dies and is reincarnated in a Murum world as a child of the Baek Clan. This kid is cursed. Imagine suffering in one world, then you get a brief respite in death, only to be thrown into another world and be deathly sick in this one too. That has to be some of the worst luck. Oh, we get his name though. It's Baek Clan. I really like how fast the backstory catches up to where we left off. They didn't linger. They didn't waste time. They only let us know the important parts. They did it succinctly, and that's nice. Lee ends up in a dead end where there's nothing but a rusted sword stuck in the ground. He grabs it out of desperation as the assassins catch up. He looks so cool standing like that, as if he could actually do something here. He's trying to bluff his way out of the situation. I love this line. Don't take it off. Don't take it off. Don't take it. He's about to get murdered when Spirit Grandpa appears and then immediately critiques his sword skills. You're holding it wrong. You're not standing right. What's that posture? Lee freaks out and doesn't know what to do. Spirit Grandpa keeps talking to him. The assassins are confused, so Lee takes this time to keep talking to him. And then Grandpa reveals he's the divine sword immortal from the Baek Clan. And then, like it's October, this spirit takes over Lee's body. The villain strikes, and it looks like he's having a great time committing murder. But, bam! Lee blocks it. And then, with one swing, sends the assassin and his sword flying away. Typical Murum story where they have to yell out their special move or it's not special or doesn't work or something. Okay, I was wrong. Say the name as many times as you want if it's gonna pull off such a cool looking move like this. The sword slash creates a wave of light that slashes through all the assassins, even the faceless nobodies in the back row. A bit of time passes, and I guess there's fire? I don't know. Did he start a fire? Wait, I don't know. The assassins are all dead, and Spirit Grandpa really wants to know if Lee witnessed him. Witness me! But Lee's on the floor dying because he's super sick, remember? This image is both funny and sad. I love it. Lee is about to die. And Spirit Grandpa knows it because he pushed Lee's body beyond what it could stand. Spirit Grandpa says this as an aside, and Lee responds with this question before everything goes black. We come back to this guy, who I assume is a doctor, exclaiming, "Luck! Divine luck!" We see someone else is in the room. It's his brother, or Hyung, Baek Hajin. Lee wakes up and immediately asks about Sohwa. But there's no good news, other than that she's received a proper burial. Lee's reaction is tough. We didn't know her for a long time, but we can tell he truly cared. He doesn't have time to mourn though. He has too many questions, too much to do. Why was he attacked? Why can he talk to Spirit Grandpa? Who attacked him? He goes to leave, and the doctor asks about pain levels. And Lee says this. Lee then goes to see his father, the head of the Baek Clan. And as soon as he enters, he sees Spirit Grandpa hovering over his father with a silly grin. This is hilarious. Spirit Grandpa is so excited to be out of the basement. Ma! Who let Spirit Grandpa out of the basement? Ma, you hear me? Ma! Grandpa is so excited to have a descendant that can see him that he just keeps blurting out his thoughts. Then he does this, and Lee screams, which gets him scolded. Daddy Baek points out that Lee is the sole survivor and asks this, but Lee responds that he's just happy to be alive, not to just have life, but to be able to exact revenge. Big Daddy Baek asks Lee how he survived, questioned that the sword marks were definitely of the Baek Clan, not something that this sick boy could ever achieve. So Lee thinks up some scene in his head, tells him this space took over my body. Oh, look at, I killed them all. He doesn't believe him, so he grabs Lee's hand to check. Danger Daddy Baek checks Lee's condition, but discovers nothing has changed, and Lee's still just a sick kid. Maybe he just got lucky. So he exasperates, but it's out of disappointment in his son, or maybe because he hoped his son had actually been cured. Lee asks for Rusty Grandpa's sword back, and super needy Daddy Baek calls it garbage, but gives it to him, sends him away. Then Spirit Grandpa complains that they fail to see the sword's true value and reveals that the sword is actually made from meteorite. Super valuable. Guess that's why he possessed it. The conversation swings to Spirit Grandpa now complaining about how mean Daddy Baek is. But Lee covers for him by revealing that it was actually his father who purchased the extremely rare herb that saved his life. And they laugh and they bond over how Daddy Baek is actually shy daddy. Lee is so excited to be learning from Spirit Grandpa, and he tells Lee about the way even he, who is sick, can use core energy, and it's to die. And Lee's reaction is hilarious. Thumbs down, boo! I love when manhwas do this. They make an overly large speech bubble and absolutely pack it with over-explanation to the point where the words don't even fit. And the characters always react the same way. They're like, oh, it's too much for me to handle. Stop yapping at me. This is too much. Yap, 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 yap. My ears. Psh, psh, psh. Lee can't understand and asks for the cliff notes. And it boils down to hard work. And then he has flashbacks to his old life, being told the exact same thing from his gym coach. He had cancer. Finally, we get value from Spirit Grandpa. He's about to teach Lee a martial art that only he knows because he died after finishing it. Didn't get to tell anyone. Spirit Grandpa starts teaching him, and all we get is Lee fisting Spirit Grandpa and the explanation that once he can manifest his will into reality, he'll be able to touch Grandpa's soul. We get some Grandpa inner thoughts about Lee, and it's a bit heartwarming. And then he thinks this, and I know we haven't been with Lee for a long time, but the fact that he has died already and is in the beginning of a new life may just change his future. Lee goes through his mind to remember death and relive the feelings that come with it. And then he tries to pull that emptiness into his fist. And we get fist POV, and it's pretty hilarious. So he punches Ghost Grandpa, and he is so stunned that he thinks he's dying for a second time. Lee blacks out because he's sick and wakes up to Grandpa berating him for almost exercising his spirit. This is such an interesting turn. Spirit Grandpa realizes the only way for Lee to have reached this level is if he's died before. So he asks this, and Lee can't even hide it. This almost never happens in reincarnation manhwas, but it 100% works here because who's Spirit Grandpa gonna go tell? Other Spirit Grandpas? Who are they gonna tell? No one has to know that he reincarnated. The production team has the unique ability here to have Lee confide everything, his past, his present, into Spirit Grandpa. This is new. This is awesome. But will that happen? Well, you should know by now that you'll have to read it for yourself. This manhwa is just getting warmed up, and I'm still reading it to this day. I give the terminally ill young master of the Baek Clan 4 Spirit Grandpas out of 5. And remember, next time you do anything, don't give up. Cheers. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. Witness me. Boop, boop, boop. Yep. Boop, boop, boop. Witness me. Yep. I'm gonna go to the yapping, yeah?